Welcome back, guys. I want to start off the video by saying sorry for not uploading for about 2 weeks now. We had a death in the family and it put me in a muck, but we're back now. But now that's out of the way, let's talk about this video. This video is to explain the story of Warframe until about the Hero update. I've got all this information from a Reddit post from a Reddit user by the name Sax Panther. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. Go give that man a couple of votes because it helped me out a lot during this as well. But let's get straight into this video. A long time ago, everyone on Earth made this big empire called the Orkin. According to Teshin, Oro is the light that binds us together, or something on that line. And Kin means children. So Orkin sort of means children of the light. The Orkin were sort of dystopian. To the casual observer, everything seemed fine and perfect. But if you dug a bit deeper, you would find that they are actually pretty fucked up in order to maintain this perfect society. For example, they built mind control towers that make anyone who enters them to become a mindless warrior to defend the tower. They spread it out in the Orkin star system, building stations and making Earth practically uninhabitable due to toxic chemicals. To aid their expansion, they created a vast amount of genetically inferior clones to use as slaves, but it wasn't enough. So in an effort to colonize distant worlds, the Orkin created a bunch of self-sustaining robots and sent them off into a distant star system, Tau, in order to terraform new planets, and everything continued as usual. Until one day, the robots somehow gained sentience and decided to kill their former master. The Orkin called them the Sentients. Even though the Orkin had super advanced weaponry, it wasn't much use against the Sentients due to their ability to adapt to new threats. Out of desperation, the Orkin created a new weapon, an all-consuming mutating horde in an attempt to combat the Sentients, today known as the Infested. But while the Infested is spread across the Origin system and slowed them down, it was no match for the Sentients. So for a while it seemed like the Orkin would lose the fight and the Sentients would take over the system until the Void Jump incident. A ship, probably a passenger ship, called the Darman 10-0, had some kind of mysterious accident in the Void, and the children aboard the ship got Void powers. The Orkin had this lady Margulis, a genetic scientist, assigned to work on the thing for the kids called the Transference Program. Then the Orkin were like, wait, if we weaponize the kids, basically she said no, and they said F you and enslaved all the children and called them, now it is known, Tenno, because of the 10-0, because of the Zarman 10-0 ship, so they got Tenno out of that. And made them control these cyborg things called Warframes. These were super powerful and really effective against the Sentients. So the Sentients, Hunhao, had his daughter Nata infiltrate the Orkin society in a last-ditch effort to put an end to the Orkin. Before we continue, please consider liking and subscribing. It would help the channel. And I want to thank everybody for the insane amount of support on the low and high rank Excalibur build. I can't get that through my mind. 2.2k, man. I cannot get that through my mind. I can't thank you guys just enough. We've hit 50 subscribers. I don't know what to do. I just want to thank you guys so much for the love and support, especially the support on that video. So many of you. Just want to thank you. But let's get straight back into this. Sorry, I just needed to put that in there. Just when it seemed the Sentients were beaten with the Warframes, everyone was defending the Orkin. Nata was in the background. Nata took control of the Tenno. She turned them against the Orkin, slaughtering massive numbers of them. One being, nobody knows exactly who this Tenno is. But he couldn't be controlled by Nata. Witnessed the event and felt betrayed by the Tenno, vowing to seek revenge for the death of the Orkin. He is now known as the Stalker. With the Orkin Empire in shambles, it was time for Nata to complete her final mission, destruction of the Tenno. But during her travel to the Origin system, she had been rendered sterile, and so instead of killing the Tenno, she decided to take them on as her own children. She hid them on the moon from her father Hunhao, preserving them in a second dream. Among the ruins of the Orkin Empire, the cloned slaves revolted across the entire Origin system, forming a new faction known as today as the Grineer. They stole the cloning technology from the Orkin and fell under the leadership of two Orkin who became known as Twin Queens. An Orkin faction of merchants and corporates also separated from the Orkin Empire in the wake of its defeat. They formed a powerful trade and became known as the Corvus. Many years later, the Granera Corvus became more powerful, threatening the lives of innocent civilians. Todd decided it was time to awake the Tenno to defend the Origin system once again. To take her new identity as the Lotus, and that's where the story begins in the game. That's when we wake up, we fall out the pod, you either have Excalibur, Volt, or Mag. I want to thank you guys for watching. Before we get out of here, I'm going to leave a poll in the cards up in the top right corner. Please vote on which Warframe you'd like to see in the next Warframe builds, but please consider liking and subscribing. Goodbye.